Round two. Let's try this again. Um, Radiator. We're going to start by draining it out. Start taking our hoses off, our heater hoses. Unhook the battery. We're going to remove it. We'll start taking the air cleaner off. And we'll start whittling this thing down. Getting it down to a motor for us to lift out of here and go from there. Bear with us. Alright, we're back. Had to go get a drain pan. And you gotta drain this radiator. Of course, this old dinosaur ain't got a frickin' petcock in it. So it's not gonna make it easy on us. We gotta do it the old dirty way and lie on the ground and unhook the radiator hose because somebody put the clamp on upside down and backwards. Typical. I'm fat, old. Well, not real old, but I'm fat. So getting down here is gonna take a minute. Oh, look at there. We do have a pep cut. It's down here at the bottom. What does it look like? Death. Looks like an issue about to happen. Can cause us more problems and things to fix, but hey, this is what we do, right? Breathe heavy, make fat sounds the whole time, and screw stuff up to fix later. Oh, of course. Nothing's coming out. Why would it? That figures. Par for the course. Ah. Oh yeah. Crunchy radiator clamps. Oh, there we go. She decided to quit arguing. Let's pop this radiator cap and really let her flow, huh? Let's make a big old mess. All right. Well, that's draining out all 2 cups that were in it. Sounds like it's got a good radiator cap on it. It was making nice suction. Oh, there she washed the buggers out. Now she's going strong. Let's see. Let's get this air cleaner out of the way. I told the customer to get rid of this ugly old air cleaner. What do you all think? Should he keep the original air cleaner? Should he put a chrome one on? Let us know in the comments. And whatever you guys decide is what we'll talk him into. I mean, why not, right? It's the people's choice. That's what matters. Right now I'm over here on the mechanical fuel pump and I'm just unplugging the fuel line that comes up from the frame off the side of that mechanical fuel pump that's on the side of the engine. I leaked a little fuel on me, no biggie. Tuck that up out of the way here. I hate the smell of gasoline. Some people like it, some of us don't. These are not the correct tool. They're not really the correct tool for anything, but you know what? They're what's in my hand at the moment. This old car is not going to notice the difference. We're just not going to strip nothing out. We're just going to take it easy with them. We won't tell the customer. Hopefully him being older, he doesn't watch this video and see that a professional car builder like me is using channel locks on his car to undo wires. I Can't park this car up by my shop. The shop's too small to work in to do this kind of a job. There's already a car in the shop. There's already four-wheelers in the shop. There's a generator in the shop. Chainsaws in the shop. I got stuff everywhere. We work on a little bit of everything here. And it's just what I know how to do. And it's not my favorite thing to do, but I do it because it's what I know how to do. And right now, I'm disconnecting the wires on the starter. I took the big one off with these, you know, the no-nos. I'll get a socket and do the little wires right, because there is the solenoid wire and the resistor wire on the other side of that starter, which I'll bring you all over and show you real quick. Take you on over here, down into there, and I didn't really want to take this thing off the tripod, so what I did, oh whoops, sorry, didn't mean to make it spin out like that. I took that fuel line off right there. This fuel line right from here, it's the main fuel line coming in from that plastic fuel filter. I took this starter bolt off, this main one. I got the two little ones. We're going to go get, I think it's like 11/32 or something crazy like that, and we'll get that off. We got some more wires here that we need to trace down, discombobulate. Wires on the coil here. Get them all off. This is a really simple design. A simple swap. We got our antifreeze down there draining, as you can see. Yeah, so basically, we'll probably pull it with the starter on it and stuff, no big deal. He put an aftermarket carb on it. He said, just cheapo. I'm trying to talk him into putting an adapter plate with a 2-barrel on it, because my grandfather's motor, I think, was like 30 over, so it's got a little bit more space in it. I think it would run a little bit better with a 2-barrel. I think you'd actually get better fuel economy because it would be fed better. But yeah. Let me go round up some more tools and we'll get back with y'all on this. All right? Sound like a plan, Stan. How's that for a view? We'll try it. If it works, it works. If it don't, well, you know, hopefully the next videos will get better. This coil, this is a separate coil, divorced coil, basically. It's the old point system. We are no longer going to use this coil, you know, in the new setup. Being we're going HEI, which is like the late 70s, 80s Chevy stuff. It was a great design by Chevrolet. Excellent design, actually. I've converted a lot of things to HEI, Mo Powers, and everything else. I dropped that little tiny nut somewhere, but you know what? We don't care, because null and void. Gonna undo this ground wire here, which is going to be a 7/16, I believe. Three-eighths, my bad. I know some of you guys are calling me out. You know that was a 3/8. That's a little pan tapper cover bolt. We are going to pull this motor down. You guys will see that with me too. We're going to figure out what went wrong. Take a look at that. Oh, look at that. It wasn't even an eyelet. It was a slotted, which made that a whole lot simpler. We're just tightening it back in so we don't lose that particular nut. Okay, down here on the starter, there is a couple of small knots. Oh, damn, I'm fat. Oh, we got the 3/8 on it again, guys. Told you that already. It was about 30 seconds on those. Come on now. Lack of oxygen to the brain. Can't think. Oh, fat. Freaking fat. Don't even go there with the fat jokes either. In fact, the other day, the wife texted me and told me I was ugly. I think she meant to write ugh, but anyways, at least that's what I keep telling myself. She says she went to write hey, as in hey you. I don't know how she got ugly out of that, or the spell check got ugly out of that, but obviously spell check knew who she was talking to, so it took care of it anyways. We'll be running the same starter, or a similar one. I think my engine has a starter on it still. That was a good one. If not, hopefully this one is. If not, I have one somewhere. But if you follow along, you will find out that just on this little 3-acre farm that I have quite a collection of vehicles. And in collecting these vehicles, I have accumulated a lot of different things on top of that. That was a lower radiator hose, and some of you who have done that before know that every time you pull off a radiator hose, you're guaranteed to smuck your knuckles. And anyways, let's step on over to here. See if this thing will pivot for us. There we go. And like that, and like that. Let's go see what we can unhook over here. Back in. Oh, look at here. We often called little stuff like this when I was growing up as a kid the Jesus clips. And some of you will know what that means. Others of you won't. I'm going to be careful how I use that term because it's offensive to some, and others will just get it for the joke that it is. But yes, we called them Jesus clips. And funny old term anyways. Right now I'm unhooking the throttle and the kickdown linkage. I am going to use his manifold and exhaust pipe. Exhaust manifold and intake manifolds. That'll make my life a lot simpler. There we go, that's unhooked. That's unhooked, that's unhooked. The alternator needs to be unhooked. Just got a little pinch plug on the back of it. And what looks to be a 7/16, possibly ½ inch nut. Oh, juggling. Juggling. I'm sorry that I don't give you views of everything. I don't know how many of you want a view of every single thing. If it's that important to y'all, in time, maybe we'll get somebody to help us with all this. This nut in the back of the alternator was 7/16, and it is crusty. Granted, it don't take much to run this old car on juice, but we will probably put that newer alternator I have on here just out of kindness, since we already have it to do that with. These are all unhooked. That's all unhooked. Take that up there so it's out of our way, so we know it's unhooked. Pull this guy back a little bit so we can see. I think we're going to sawzall this exhaust and send him down to Extreme Muffler, Harrison, Arkansas. David Jones, best exhaust guy I've ever found in all my years. Little shout out to Extreme Muffler. Yep, I think we're going to sawzall exhaust pipe. And we got to get the cherry picker out here. Jack under the transmission. Jack this thing up, take the torque converter bolts out. Should be 3 of them. That's always fun when you're fat. Once we get those 3 torque converter bolts out, the bell housing bolts are really simple to get to on this. I'll show you them. Let's take you for a spin down there. Spin down. We are using a tripod, so it is a bit on the difficult end. But right down in there, as you can see, there's a bell housing bolt. Right there, right there. There'll be 6 of them bell housing bolts. They're really simple to get to. Look at the firewall clearance we got there. That's crazy. These things are so simple. You got a motor mount right there, really simple to get to. The other motor mount's right there. Let's get it here. Let's get a better view. There we go, right there. See that other motor mount? This exhaust, we are going to cut this exhaust because I looked at them bolts going into the manifold right there. And can you see that? I don't want to mess with that, so I'm going to cut that pipe right down there, hack it right off. He could take it down to Dave's and have it welded back up with a little collar or something, no big deal. Eventually we want to convert this. See the single brake cylinder right there? This has 4-wheel drum brakes. He wants me to convert it to a full disc brake. I have an old S10, 88 S10 that a lot of those parts will help convert this car over to a disc brake system. We'll get the radiator drained out. I think the next move we're going to make is to actually pull this radiator. So stick with us for a bit and keep on watching if you're enjoying. If not, well, let me know what I can do to make it better. Thank you. All right, this morning we Had to start again today. It's a new day. Honeydew list yesterday, so had to take care of stuff and take a moment on this. So we're gonna try to get this radiator out. Lots of noise. Sorry. That one dropped in the pan. Probably should get this radiator hose off real quick. Beautiful sunny day today. Supposed to get close to 70 degrees today. Not bad in February. I can live with that kind of temperatures. What's the temperature where you're at? Lots more noise. Just gonna set them right on top of the battery for now. We probably should get a tray out here. We get this done. I'm gonna power wash everything out before I start on anything. Just get the grease and oil off everything. Clean stuff up, make it easier on my life. Apparently I didn't undo the transmission lines yet. So we're gonna mix that right in here with this antifreeze. It'll be delicious. Yeah, so tranny lines. The proper tool to use on a tranny line or transmission line or any line technically with a line fitting is an actual line wrench. Where these are open-ended. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I don't know exactly what's going on there. A line wrench has got more of a edge that comes around. That makes it get a little bit more bite on the fitting. So you're less likely to round it off in the case of slippage. These are actually coming off really nicely, which is quite shocking when they're down here like this where they catch everything from the road. Usually you're heating and lubing and everything else, and usually just don't slide off like this. Look at that. Boy. Somebody put in some prayers for us. The thing is, you won't see every job go as smoothly as this one does. Some are going to be quite outlandish, and you'll see how I turn green. Oh, that line's coming out. Oh, free. Okay, I think we got the radiator disconnected, guys. Guys, gals, these, them, those. Heck, I don't know what you're allowed to say anymore. Scared to frickin' use any kind of pronunciation. Look at that. Piece of cake. Well, had some rum cake the other day my stepmom made. I don't know if I told you about that. Excellent, excellent cake. Gotta be careful driving after eating a couple pieces of that stuff. Whew. I tell you. It can leave you feeling like you might not pass that breathalyzer. That's a joke, by the way. You don't get drunk from the cake. Some out there are going to be like, ah, he ate cake and drove. He could have killed somebody after eating that cake and driving. Let's go put this off to the side. The old steel fan anyways. You know what's funny about these old cars? There's only a handful of sizes on them. Feel it. Nor can I see it. I think it's a 9/16. Yeah. You got a 3/8, a 7/16, a ½ inch, and a 9/16. You could pretty much do this whole car. And we're loosening the alternator right there so we get this belt off. See? Just like that. Just like that. Set that right out to the side. Oh, come on. Quit scaring me like that. Guess I ain't gonna pull that pulley off. I thought I'd pull that pulley off, but it doesn't much matter. These heater hoses gotta come off. Oh, look at that. Then what I do is I slide the clamps down a ways so that right there when you go back, because you're gonna go back and they ain't gonna be there. It's just how it works. The customer that owns this is supposed to be by today. And when I decided to put a set of tri-gauges or triple gauges, whatever you want to call them in here, that's your water, air, or water temp, oil, pressure, and voltmeter. I told him that they come with a plastic line. I do not like the plastic lines. I require you bring me a copper line to install to prevent the issue of the line blowing inside the vehicle and spraying oil all over inside your vehicle while you're driving down the road. This accelerator arm here, linkage, I'm afraid might get bent if we don't get it out of the way. Move the cotter pin. There's a little washer right here. Oh, it's a bushing. A little plastic bushing. 1966 is probably not even plastic. It's probably what they called Bakelite. It was a type of plastic, but not as plastic as we know it. Yes, I'm really close. I think we need to power wash this because I am getting nasty. And I mean, I understand that's part of auto mechanics and all, but why? Why does it have to be? Why can't we wash the stuff off and work with a clean slate? Come on, folks. Like, this ain't your grandfather's mechanic shop anymore. We don't have to do it that way. Old school and Hercules. All these fancy power tools now and stuff. Goodness gracious. All right. So anywho, power wash that. I thought I was doing a time-lapse video. Apparently I don't believe I did that correctly. I think it's going to be in a regular video. But I did happen to wash the fender. As you can see, when you come down to here, can you see the grit? How about here? Look at there. Look at the grit difference. This old car just needs a good old-fashioned bath. It would be happy. But we washed out the engine bay too really well, as you will see in the video. We did that because it's just easier to work on this if your hands aren't all slimy and greasy. Especially when you gotta get down in here where the transmission, look how clean that is now. It was black before. And then we're gonna come over here. Look at that sun beaming off from that. Freaking stellar. And then you can see the dirt line right through there. Yeah, look at that dirt line. So, I think a good old-fashioned cleaning make this car look tremendously better. Cleaned up under the hood. Look at that. Thing been slinging oil for years. We washed all that up, but we're gonna let this drip dry and we'll get back after it. And about ready to finish pulling the bolts and pull the motor. We're gonna slip underneath, do the torque converter bolts and two bottom tranny bolts that we're not gonna be able to reach from the top, but that ain't no big deal. Knock all that out real quick. Another one of those fat man adventures. But come on, again, look at that. Look at the cleanliness of that. Oh, she's pretty again. And dirty. I didn't even check it to make sure it was. There it goes. Anyways, we're back. We're taking the hood off at this time. I had to call the old man in. Who else but another busted up fatso like me to freaking do this? Again, we apologize for the loud noises. that kind of obnoxious nonsense.
Yeah. Who said that? Didn't figure shit much good till I got it from the loose. Oh, Lord. Come on around my way. Let's set it up here in the yard.
Oh, Lord. And then the old man curses us. Says awful stuff. Does not even bear repeating.
Give me them. Asshole. Everybody likes a little ass, but nobody likes a smart ass.
Yeah, no doubt. Anyways, we're there, so that's done. We're going to proceed to jack it up, put it on stands, and get the torque converter bolts. All right, thanks, Dad. All right. That was Dad giving us a handout for a minute. He lives not far from me, so he just got his acupuncture done earlier today and said he was feeling good enough to come on down and lift the hood off real quick. What a deal. Me and my dad, well, we didn't always have a relationship. I spent most of my life up north in Michigan, and he lived down here in the south all my life. And well, that's a different story, but anyways, we don't live far from each other now, so we often get more time to help each other out with stuff. Him and I need to get a father-son project together one of these times and get something going too, and go from there. I gotta grab some stands, so I'll be right back. All right, we got some stands now. Some Harbor Freight death stands. Put the boards down because jack stands and asphalt don't really mix well. You can really leave some dents in your asphalt with jack stand. But yeah, as you see, I banged them in, knocking them into place. Make sure that they're latched in tight enough. Let's come up a little bit more. If I'm ever gonna fit underneath of this. See, our jack is not happy because we are on a bit of an angle here. But life in the Ozarks, you'll find yourself always on a hill, always on a rock. Take you over here to the other side. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Oh, again, Ozarks. Deadly terrain. close, but yet so far. Alright, we gotta let this down. Reposition. Alright, what do you think? Think we got it now? I apologize if that traffic is annoying. It is to me, that's for sure. It's not even a busy road, but sure seems to sound like it is. Alright. See how that sits. What do you think? Think we're good? I know, I heard you. He didn't check that stand. He's gonna climb underneath that Harbor Freight desk stand without checking it. Idiot. I checked it. I was testing y'all to see if you're paying attention. I believe some of you may have passed. All right, folks. We are kicking butt, taking names, doing what has to be done. That's what I say. What has to be done. Now, got this guy up on the stands. She's up on the frame. Sitting on pads. The car's looking solid. I'm shaking the camera, not the car. Stand looking good. Right. All right. So now we're going to proceed to head down into there. Start working on them bolts there. We got to climb underneath of this guy. It's still wet out here, which sucks. But see, that's what I was saying about the stands. They're on there. Pretty good. You see this tin shield right here? That's the oil pan. That's the starter. This tin shield right here is like a dust shield. Transmission pan dust shield. We got to take that off. We have to get to the torque converter bolts. Look at there, a drain plug in the trans pan. Ain't that beautiful? But anyways, we got to take this pan off. We got to get to the torque converter bolts. And yeah, no biggie. Just another thing. All right, we're back at it. We're down here on the ground again. Oh, goodness gracious. I got you on the small tripod. Can't believe I even found the thing. But we're going to bring it up here where you can see what I'm doing here. This is what we're doing now. Is we're going to come up in here. And we're going to take this bad boy off. This is that dust shield we were talking about before. Oh, Looks like there's going to be some grease in the eyeballs. What's new? Loud noises, warning. Let's just set them over there. This dirty, crusty dust shield out of here. Oh, come on out of there. All right. Look at that. Now, these inches. And then we're gonna remove these torque converter bolts. Oh, that's cute. I love it when they're just flopping around in there. Oh, let's see here. 9/16. I don't know if I can. I don't have an extra 9/16 wrench in my hand per se, which is kind of causing me to have a little bit of a struggle here. There's one down. I think we can gorilla this thing and turn it over. No, it looks like there's a lot of compression left in that motor, does it? Set that wrench down. Any of you see where? Oh, up above my head. Somebody probably gonna write that in the comments. It was right above your head. Yep, sure was. Next bolt. Probably not the best to watch on headphones. All the obnoxious noises. Let's set that on our belly over here. Oh my gosh. We probably don't even have a rod knock. Probably just torque converter slap. Well, wouldn't that be funny? The whole time it was just this loose torque converter thing in that made him think he had a rod knock. I have heard torque converters make some pretty obnoxious noise before. Come on. we go. That is separated. They look like they might be tight, the flywheel bolts. The torque converter bolts definitely were not. He's lucky he didn't waller off the flywheel. That could have been bad. That could have been bad. Oh, that's right. Bottom two transmission bolts. That's what I'm hoping that's the right view for y'all. Somewhere right in there, maybe. If not, we'll edit it out, right? Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Wasn't very tight, was it? The motor was about to fall out in the first place. Wow. Somebody put floor pans in it, but boy, they did a jobby job. Still clean enough. It's got a real floor pan. It ain't a road sign, so that's cool. All right, let's get out of here. All right, back up here on the top now. We got to get down there, get that bolt, this bolt holding the dipstick tube right back there, and that bolt right there. And there's two long bolts going down through the motor mount there. And this guy should lift out. We got to jack up the transmission down there, support it somehow on the pan. Usually what I do to do that is I just take a jack, put a piece of wood on it, and bounce it up underneath of it. Can't really bounce it, but stick it up there to kind of hold it stationary, control the transmission so it don't fall, and it won't go far, obviously, but it don't need the stress on it either. But I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Call it an evening. I think this guy will be fine. It's going to rain tomorrow, but nothing is opened up on it. Yeah, I think we're just going to call it a day for today. I'm just going to take this one slow and get her done correctly. Thank y'all. And till tomorrow.